Welcome everybody to the Hot Dish Podcast. Where it's got a little bit of everything that's always good. I'm your host Jordan. Today with me I have again Austin and Cody.
It's me.
It's me. You were talking about just before we started that you can forget something. Well, Friday was awful for me because one of our salesmen was gone, and so it was just two of us up there.
Yep.
And it was nonstop, like people coming in since like 10 o'clock, and so some customer asked me basic questions like, "Hey, what size tires on there?" And I'm just like looking at it like, I don't know the number 14. What's the number 14? I'm just looking at it like, yeah, it's can I see that real quick? Just gotta go look at it, just because you pointed at a trailer, I'm like,
right.
Because like that's something I should know on the top of my head, which I normally do. Just blanked it. I have absolutely no idea.
It's just one of those days.
This happens.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the worst. Have you? I can say this to you at least. Have you ever had it like with interaction with somebody, as in like on a date or something?
On a date?
Yeah.
Never.
That's the Austin.
Where I forget something?
Yeah, or like you just like completely blank on it. Like, oh yeah, where are you from? My home.
Nope, never had that. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, I've ruined your topic there, but.
Or have you had a scenario like that at least, where you just like forgot something?
I mean, the only time that happens to me is in interviews.
Oh, okay,
when they like ask me a question and I'm like, shit. Well, it's and the reason it throws me off is I'm like, why does this matter? Like that's I'm like, this isn't relevant to anything I'm gonna be doing here.
13.
Yeah.
I'm at least 22. I can't remember, but ask me later.
Of legal age.
Yeah. Well, and like the thing is too, I think the reason I get so frustrated in interviews is because it's like, I don't like to be fake, and when someone asks you, so what's your biggest weakness? It's like, okay, now I have to say like, oh, I'm too honest, or like I'm a perfectionist, or you know what I mean? Something that like makes you kind of look valuable, but like it's also not necessarily
I'm too
a good
honest,
thing.
and this interview's bullshit.
Yeah. Honestly though, that is my thing, and like that's why this last interview I had was I liked it so much because he didn't ask me like any of those questions, so I didn't have to like lie, basically. Well,
you don't lie.
No, I know, but and then people are like, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, Colorado. Like, I want to live there. And then there's like, oh, well, we're not going to hire you then because you're not going to be here for more than 5 years. Let's just find someone who wants to stay. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't like those questions because it's like, I don't want to lie to you.
Where do you
but
see
I also.
5 years? Your desk.
Yeah, exactly. Your desk. Actually, I'm running this interview now. Get out. Position's been filled.
You're going to be like that? I'm going to be like that. My turn. I'm taking your spot.
Run the show.
Yeah. I mean that like
drawing a blank.
Basically how my last interview went though is that's what I did. I was like, listen, like I can sit here all day and tell you what you want to hear, or we can have an actual conversation and see if I fit the role.
That's what you told him?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And he's like,
well, because that was after he had already told me. He's like, I deal with realities and I don't like BSing.
Nice.
And I was like, well, this is how I feel. So I don't know. I felt like we got along well.
I feel like if you get paid more and do less, that's what I want in life.
Yeah. But yeah, and I think it helps a lot to just lead with it. Like when they're like, well, you know, tell us more about yourself. It's like, this is what I value. This is what I look for in life, and this is what I want.
So what amazes me with the human brain, right? So if you were talking about how you were so focused on the interview, expecting them to not up yourself, to I'm blanking right now, to promote yourself.
Yeah.
That when they ask you a question like, what's your weakness? You're like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
I find it the same with like, you're so focused on it that your brain is so focused on it, it just goes like, what are you talking about? I have no idea. That Austin, I can compare this to Austin, Austin right now could sing me the Pokemon theme song and have no problem doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's
yeah.
portions of his
Yeah.
brain that he has memorized.
I can do it right now if you want.
But
Don't tempt me.
when I ask him like, hey, what'd you have for lunch last week?
Yeah.
or something.
Probably a sandwich. I don't know.
Yeah, but I guess the difference there is that if he was eating the same thing for lunch every day, whereas like the Pokemon theme song was the same every time he saw it. You know what I mean? So
Because
it's a little
it's the
different,
best.
but
Or there ever was.
Yes. Like no one ever was.
Or like in that instance, okay, Austin was in the interview. For whatever reason, he's so focused on the interview. For the interviewer asked him like, "Hey, what's the Pokemon theme song? You think he can nail it?"
I look at him and go, "What did you say?"
so I got the job, right?
High five.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think that is the biggest part of it. Is like I think, from my and it definitely depends on your field, but from my perspective, it's like you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. If it's like an entry level job and you're looking for like a position at like Walmart or Target or something, like you don't have a choice. Like you're just starting out in the world.
Yeah.
But like when you've got a degree and you've worked really hard,
it's
you
a
have
career
experience.
kind of
Yeah, a
thing.
career move. It's like you want to find somewhere that also matches your values.
It's
So
like it's a relationship.
yeah, and that's what I find like troubling when I do have interviews with people that I dislike, is that like they're pushing it on you like it's your job to tell me why I should hire you, but it's like you're hiring me to do work for you because you have work that needs to be done. So there's the same amount of trade going on. It's not like because you're paying me, my value is less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, that's like it's
Some people like that.
yeah. Some people like to have like a boss that like tells you what to do and when to
guess-
do it and a deadline. Like I like to have like a leader who's like, let's do this together. Like I'm very capable of doing things myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I've been in leader positions and stuff, but I want someone who's like also working hard, not coming in on Monday with shorts and a t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to work for that person because it's like you don't care about anything we're doing here. You know what I mean? Like if you're forcing everyone to abide by these crazy rules and then you won't follow any of them, it's like you don't give a shit. Like I don't want to make money for you.
My assumption is that they want. They want to put the fear of God in you because it's back then or older times. It was easier to be feared than loved or something like that. So depending on the where you're going for, like the boss wants you to respect him,
Yeah.
not
Well,
make fun of him or something.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
and times have just changed so much.
Yeah, that's
I mean, because like we used to, think of just how people treated each other. Everything was very secretive and discreet, and then with social media now, everything's
open.
public, and so it's like we're like our generation is a lot more embracing of like mental health and all kinds of different things. So it's like society has changed. So it's like it's just now our generation going into it needs a different type of leadership style than people before. Because people before were like, I have a 9-to-5 job at a factory, I make good money, and I raise my kids, and we pay off our house. Now it's like, I want to do something I love. Not as many people are having kids.
Yeah, and
So it's just different priorities.
It's weird because I was telling my girlfriend about it. Like, I don't want to have a nice car when I don't want to have a nice car when I don't want my first nice car to be when I'm 50. You know, because I have to drive something every single day, and you see these people pulling with a nice car, and they have gray hair or something like that. Just
yeah.
like, that's the life. That's the life they lived and prioritized. But once again, they had a house when they were 18. I'm still 22.
Yeah.
You don't have a house.
25. Well, I have a townhouse. I'm renting it.
I mean,
Is the money coming back in your pocket back when you sell it?
No. I won't sell it.
And
But-
so there's the difference there.
Yeah.
And so some people are, in our generation, are doing pretty good and they have houses already.
Yeah.
But
It just depends what field you go into, really. I mean,
Yeah.
people go like plumbing, and then 5 years in, they're making $100K a year.
yeah,
well, because
So-
plumbers make a boatload
Plumbers,
of cash.
Yeah.
electricians, because no one wants to do it.
Like
Yeah.
I
It
think,
sucks.
Yeah.
like I have a bunch of family members that are electricians
Yeah.
and like carpenters and things.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, plumbers way above us even.
Yeah.
And they don't know
Well,
why.
electricians make good money too.
They do,
So
but
it's
yet
like
even a
plumber,
plumber's like
yeah.
still.
Yeah.
They deal with shit.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Plumber's the one job where people still shit on their work.
Yeah. But well, the thing is too is like,
You didn't get the joke.
yeah, I did. But a lot of just because I didn't laugh doesn't mean I didn't get it. No. But no, it's like a lot of plumbers don't even have to deal with shit. They put in the initial plumbing on commercial construction and then walk
That's a
away.
Their
pretty good
job's done.
And then a lower plumber comes and pumps your septic later. Like, you know what I
Or
mean? Like it's
Clears
like,
out your
Yeah.
clogged drain.
not to like their job, they get paid a lot too, but I always think that too in construction, like when I drive by construction in Minnesota here, because it's everywhere, and you just see like one guy's job is to stand at the end of the construction with a slow sign.
Yeah, stop
Or
sign.
yeah, and that's they stand there for 8 to 12 hours or more, and that's their job, and they get paid really well to do it. like,
Yeah.
like that's crazy. So I
It's-
mean, but you're told that all, and I'm sure he hates doing it or
I
she.
mean, it's a mindless job that anyone could do, but nobody wants to.
Yeah, and it's seasonal, so you
Yeah.
get the winters off.
Yep.
So it's like,
Unless you're road clearing crew or something
Yeah.
like that. Blah.
but I don't know. It just there's a lot of jobs out there that I feel like you're taught in school to not ever try and get. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
'cause it-
electrician, like plumbing and stuff. Like
It's
they're
a
like,
low
you don't want
quali-
to do that.
Low
That's
quality job.
yeah, that's a back-breaking job. You don't want that.
No.
And like some of it can be, but
Depends on.
they make good
It
money.
depends on your
Yeah.
attitude towards
Yeah.
it. Like, I was in a back-breaking job at my place, and after 4 years of being there, I am now up in the office.
Yeah.
And I compare it to my father. Not saying my father has any less quality work than I did, but he was there for 12 years, and then he ended up in the office.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. And it's just the different your attitude towards the job and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so if you have a bad attitude, stop. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean that's what there's
That's
a
what
lot
this
of
tattoo's all about.
ton of success stories out there. Is that new, by the way?
This one, no.
I
He's had
don't
that for a
remember.
while.
I've had
Yeah.
it since this was my 18, 20, 18, 19, 21.
Really?
So yeah,
Yeah, for some reason I don't remember seeing
tomorrow's
that
a new day. Make the most of it.
one. Oh,
Yep,
makes sense.
that says that a lot. So if you're having a shitty day,
Yeah.
tomorrow's always gonna be there something new.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, you have to. That's like I think the hardest thing to learn, especially like at our age too, because it's like on social media you just see everyone bitch constantly, and so like it's hard, and like you read that stuff in your own
Mhm.
head with your own voice, and
Have
so like
you
you just
seen-
think everything's shitty.
Have you seen? I don't know if it's Instagram or Twitter. They're getting rid of like count, so you can still like someone's page or
Oh, but it won't tell you how many.
But it won't tell you how many. That way you don't feel bad. So if I post a picture and it gets like 5 likes, but yours gets 10,000, I have no idea. That one, I'm like, God dang it, Cody's getting. I know Cody. How am I?
Honestly, I kind of like
How
that.
come I'm not getting this?
But
many
can
likes?
you see it on your own?
You can see who liked it, maybe.
Because I feel
manually
like that's
go through
really
your account.
important for people who
Marketing
are
stuff.
promotional on there. Like,
yeah,
so like
to
they're like.
see.
I bet
Like
you.
okay, so they're like influencers. So like if I'm an Instagram influencer and I want someone to pay me to like advertise their product on my Instagram page, I have to be like,
bet-
yeah, I don't know how many likes I get. You just kind of throwing a shot in the dark.
I bet you they see it, but so I'll see my numbers, but I won't see yours. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm guessing.
Right. That would make sense, but also, I don't know how I feel about that. I think yes, it's cool, but also like
Yeah.
a lot of people like
I didn't
like stuff based on that.
think about what
Yeah.
you were saying.
But
Yeah.
it's the whole mindset of like, God dang it, what's wrong, what's the
Yeah.
difference with Cody and I?
Yeah,
you know? It's
they
like,
don't want people to feel bad.
Yeah, that's the mentality behind it, which is it's smart that.
Here's your loser's trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean-
Kinda, yeah. But
Participation
and a lot
trophy.
of it's just chance. I mean, there's like some funny videos out there that have like 2 views because
Yeah.
it's like it just
Just
didn't
didn't
hit the
catch.
algorithm.
Didn't catch. Yeah.
So, or it came out when like Damn Daniel came out and got totally overshadowed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like stuff like that happens all the time.
Or it came out and something tragic happened and they got
Right, that
overshadowed.
But I mean, like, yeah.
What are you
I mean,
laughing at
that's
over
even
there?
in movies.
Damn, Daniel.
Oh.
Again, began with the white hands.
You said that. I instantly just remembered the voice.
The whole thing, yeah. Damn, Daniel. God, I don't know. And I'm one of those people too who's like annoyingly hates everything when it comes out and gets popular.
Yeah, like I could have done that. That's super.
Well, yeah, it's not that, but it's just like, it's like, okay, I've seen it from a billion different perspectives now, I'm over it. And then it's still like popular that whole week. And so it's like every time you go on social media, it's the same meme
Or-
everyone's posting.
Or it's like I go on Reddit a lot and someone makes a post of like a shower thought or a funny joke or Ask Reddit and it gets like a bajillion upvotes and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like, why did I think of that? That's like
Yeah.
super easy.
It's not that big of a deal, yeah.
Something so simple like I read one today. Every time you swallow, your ears click.
What?
A little bit. Yeah.
Gulp.
Yeah. That is weird.
It's just like, well, damn. I do that. That happens to my body too. Damn it. But I'll put something like, I think on Shower Thoughts I put something like, there's like very few foods taste good hot and cold like pizza.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
What other things
What?
you eat cold and hot?
Certain sandwiches, but
Yeah, sandwiches.
But if
I'll
I give
eat,
you,
I'll
if
eat,
I
like,
give you a hot,
spaghetti.
I suppose if I give you a hot sandwich and it goes cold,
I'd just probably still eat it, depending on the sandwich. That's kind of.
do you eat cold spaghetti? Don't tell me you eat so.
No.
Oh no! Alyssa does that too. I'm like, what are you doing? Keep that up.
It's good.
Psychopath.
Tastes good.
Tastes good.
Gross. But yeah, the whole showing the number of counts of upvotes, that'll help out with people like just like psychologically they're thinking, and
Yeah, if some people have like more of like depressive tendencies, they won't feel as like isolated or whatever. I get that, and like honestly, even if I don't like it that they're taking the count away, I do like that they're trying to like help people.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I like that. I like that they're trying because I don't expect them to just be like. And I think that's like the biggest thing that we fall into as a trap, like in the United States especially. It seems like is like every company, like you have $1 billion, so you should know everything about everything. How come
Oh.
you haven't fixed this problem? It's like because they didn't see it coming. That's just I mean like anything. I mean like everyone experiences problems, and I'm not. I guess I don't really have a specific example, but I'm just saying like sometimes things will come up and then they're like, we didn't see this coming. We're trying to do our best to fix it. Like YouTube gets a lot of that.
Yeah.
But it's like, look at how much YouTube has to deal with. Like you said,
there's
how
a
many hours?
Huge, yeah. There's a huge hate right now on just the term media right now because of the whole the Amazon thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because like the Amazon was burning for like 3 weeks and there was
Yeah.
no coverage on it. But then Notre Dame went down and the hour it happened, everyone in the world knew.
Yeah.
Roughly, you know. So it's just like there's why is there all of a sudden this change? Which I don't know. Maybe that people I don't know why the media didn't hit. Maybe because it just didn't spread as far down there.
I think the biggest part there is because
You know we're talking about Austin, right?
Mm.
You know, you're kind
I
of like
think
in the
because
face.
the Notre Dame thing, people were just around it and could
Around
see it.
That's my
Like
assumption.
yeah,
too.
and like in the Amazon, it's like there are laborers down there.
Laborers, tribes, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever's down there,
And
they're
then-
not gonna just like get
Yeah.
the fucking.
Yeah.
Why I guess the
Like,
telling
look-
people they didn't think telling people was gonna help them out.
Selfie and there's a burning
Yeah.
forest behind them.
Local tribeman just tweets it. Check out this fire.
Yo,
like,
bro.
you know what I mean? Not gonna happen.
It's getting lit.
Yeah.
Click,
Well,
click,
and so
click,
for like the
click,
Notre
click.
Dame thing, it's like they had to be on top of that immediately because otherwise it would just the
Other-
story
other-
would already have been covered. Over,
Other buildings would have been taken down too. If
Yeah.
something like that.
so I mean like that's. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying like that's why it happened is because people already were seeing that in first person and they're like, well, we got to get ahead of this story.
Yeah,
And
and
then
right now that's every single thing. It's kind
Yeah.
of funny. It'd be really good marketing for Amazon, the company, to do something about it. Like Amazon saves Amazon.
Honestly, that's like when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, what's happening to Amazon?" Like as a marketplace, I was like, "Oh," and then I looked at like the picture headline. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
Did you see the ad for? Oh no, it was like the marketing thing for it. It was they made the forest look like lungs.
yeah.
That was really
Oh,
cool. And it was
yeah.
burning up. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
But like from what I've read, like it actually doesn't seem like it's been that. Like it's a record fire and it's like spread more than it ever has before. But like from what people seem to have been saying recently is that like it's not gonna die. Like it's gonna come back. Like there's already like rain and stuff over it putting
it's
the
like,
fire out and
it's the rainforest.
Yeah.
It's not like it's
It rains
it's not like
every day
California
or whatever.
where it's just like dry as hell.
yeah. Well, because that's what people were worried about was that it was gonna burn down too big of a chunk and then it was never gonna grow back and then it would just be like it'd turn into like a Sahara and totally change the dynamics of that
That'd be weird.
part of the world.
I think
But also, it's like, and I've heard it. There are rumors saying that it was caused by, like corporations like
More
farming,
than
trying to
likely.
cutting down for like farming, and started a fire and just couldn't get ahead of it. I don't know, but that was like a rumor that was out. Otherwise, people say it
Actually,
was just
pretty impressive that, because my parents we cut wood and burn it for our house to warm up, stuff
Mhm.
like that. It's pretty impressive to get a fire that hot to be able to burn wet wood.
rainforest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like how damp it is and stuff.
and the
like that.
ground is soaked.
Constantly
Yeah.
just
So that
Moisture.
must be a huge fire to get
Well,
them
that-
to go farther than intended.
Well, that was the other theory, is that they weren't cutting it; they were controlled burning it.
Oh.
So they
that
were
makes
maybe
sense.
using like chemicals to get it burning, and then it got too
Gotcha.
hot, and then just
Billy, you turned it to 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! Flamethrower.
Flamethrowers. Yeah. But I mean, like, I don't know. But yeah, I've been trying to like read both sides of that. Like, is this okay? Is this not okay? And I think if we cause it, obviously it's not great. But like, is it gonna recover? Probably.
Yeah, and so there's it's really cool. Have you seen the hashtag or trash tag pictures?
No.
People like they'll take a photo of them picking up trash and stuff like that, and they'll trash tag it, and it gets huge upvotes on every platform I've seen. And like they've done beaches and stuff like that, and they clear out entire beaches full of trash and stuff like that.
Oh,
Pretty
cool.
crazy, and it's been going on for the last couple of months. And so a lot of people, there was a world record. They planted like 14 million trees. Someplace did in like a day, like
Wow.
24 hours. Like they planted just like huge amounts of trees everywhere. And I know a couple YouTubers, Mr. Beast.
Mhm.
You know the guy I'm talking
I
about.
think so. Yeah.
He's just like he's a YouTube channel that makes money, and all he does is spend money.
Oh, okay.
But he does stuff like, did you see the post he made? He bought a dealership, a car dealership.
Yep, and he was giving the cars away for like $1
Dollar.
free. or
What?
whatever.
Yeah,
He's like, the most expensive car on the lot is $1.
What the heck?
yeah. And I think he said everyone can only get one.
Well, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has his own store where he fills it with top of line equipment, video games, monitors.
Sells it for just stupid cheap or whatever.
One time it was $1, the next time it was free.
Weird.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's-
does he like sell it to people in need, or is it just
no,
like
just
anyone
anyone.
who comes up?
It sounds like just anyone. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's just
Huh.
he's
he
a really
makes
cool
money
dude.
by spending money.
And he's
Yeah, I
trying to.
guess
He's
so.
like right now. He's like, how do I make my 25th million subscriber video? And he's like, I think I'm like plant 25 million trees. Just like, holy shit!
I mean, go for it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna
He's
be mad about
he's
it.
got the resources.
Yeah, holy cow! That's pretty cool when people do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to imagine the effect of that. So you'd have to have a plot of land big enough to plant that,
Mhm.
and then like all of 25 million holes you dug in that ground. Like, I wonder what the effect of that would be. Like, would it just kill a bunch of grass?
Maybe it
'Cause
doesn't
you
have to be in one
just,
spot.
Well, I'm sure it wouldn't be, but I'm just saying, like,
That's a lot of
Hypothetically.
trees. A
That's a
million
lot,
trees
yeah.
is a lot of
Yeah.
trees.
I wish I could see, cause I want to see. Cause looking at a number is hard to imagine. Like if I show you 10 cups in front of you, 10 cups is a lot. 100 cups also, or it gets to be more. And so when you get to that 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, then 1,000,000, it's hard to imagine that. So my theory is like we can do it in seconds. 1,000,000 seconds is about I think it's 2 weeks or something like that.
mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yeah, millions, but 1,000,000,000 seconds, 31 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like,
Yep.
oh, that guy who won the $1 billion a couple in the Powerball or whatever, if he spent $1 a second, it'd take him 31 years.
Yep. Well, yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
how many hours are in a day?
Yeah, I mean that's insane. It's weird to think about. There's a Chris D'Elia bit, and he's a comedian, and he talks about like the first show he went on or he did, and it was like, he walked into the first bar and he was like, there's 14 people there, and he's like, you know how I know there was 14 people because when it's that small of a number, you just know. He's like, you can just tell there's only 14 people in this bar. He's like, but if I'm in like a baseball stadium, there's 5, 10 million to billion people. I don't know. Like, I can't tell. And like that's exactly what that reminded me of. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Like you can't like once there's like a mass of things, you're like, there's 1,000, 100 billion of them.
I want a representation of something like that because once again,
Like I wonder what the average amount of trees in like a square mile are in a regular forest.
yeah,
in a regular forest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like a forest around here.
like deciduous.
Like or whatever, like just the average amount, because then that can kind of give you wrap your head around it a little bit.
Oh,
I feel like it's probably not that much in a square
No.
mile. It's probably not that much.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
It's probably like
maybe 10,000.
I was thinking less than that even.
Like
I was thinking like still in the hundreds.
yeah, less than 1,000 maybe.
Yeah.
A square mile, but like, say you can do a tree every 5 feet. What's 5 feet?
Well, and what are we counting for trees though? Like full? Are we talking full grown or like saplings?
Now we're doing hypotheticals about trees.
Sorry,
like
yeah.
a good like 10-year-old tree.
Okay.
About that 10.
Yeah.
The ones that you
20-year-old
would just
tree.
like you buy them and plant them. And
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
that's like
Okay.
that's like that. You can buy those.
Well, then more than
Yeah.
100, but or more than the hundreds. But if it's like mixed full grown trees and stuff, I would say more, because that's what happens a lot of times. If those trees grow too close together, one of them's
They
gonna
just-
die
yeah.
because it's not enough
Yep.
nutrients in the soil and the sunlight.
So then it would be like, even if they were like 10 feet apart, which this room is 10 feet long.
Okay.
And so 10 feet apart, what's 10 or 5,000 divided by 10? 500?
Yeah.
So it's 500 trees. 1. So it'd be the other way. 500 times 500?
Yeah. 500 times 500. That's a lot.
What is that, like 25?
25,000, isn't it? Pretty sure it's
Is
25,000.
it 2.5 million?
What?
Echo! What's 500 times 500? It should be...
250,000.
25,000.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you're right.
250,000.
2.5 million.
500 times 5. Nope, that's still wrong.
It's okay.
Never mind.
So-
Carry on.
100? What kind of trees are you looking at?
What?
You said the hundreds.
Oh
like
yeah.
redwood.
Well, I was thinking like big trees. I don't know.
Redwoods.
I guess
I would be able to drive my car in that bitch.
yeah, until you like laid it out, I guess I didn't think that would. It was one of those things where it's like it's a square mile. It could be 500. It could be 5,000.
It could be
I don't know.
250,000.
Yeah. Six. All I know is it's at least one.
There's like 6, maybe 7 in there. I
Yeah.
can't tell.
How many are in there? Yeah. Just yeah.
Yes. The answer is yes. Man. Yeah, I guess that's a lot of trees.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It still sounds like more though than I would expect. 250,000 trees in a square mile. That seems like so much.
That's roughly too, and that's if we base it off of like a normal like full grown tree.
That's still a lot of space.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
Yeah,
not saying
square mile's a
I don't.
lot.
That was his theory. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't say how long or when he's gonna do it or where he's gonna do it. But
That would be freaking cool, but oh
well, how many
man,
miles
would
of
that
trees
be
have already burned up?
I don't know. A
Yeah.
lot between California and the Amazon.
Yeah. That was
Although
a lot.
I actually
Several.
several trees have burned. But I've actually heard that the California thing was, they don't do controlled burns there, I guess.
Yeah, they do.
I heard that they don't.
They
and
usually
that was,
they usually do, but it got ahead. I think it's either
got like a
either started in a
went
different
ahead
spot or I don't think they caused it.
oh
They usually do controlled burns. What my surprise is like, say this is your house or area around your house. Why don't you do your controlled burn here and like it go away, you know, or whatever I'm trying to think of, instead of like it coming in and then burning up your buildings, because it doesn't happen in like your neighborhood. I assume it happens out in like in the plains or something like that.
well yeah, I mean they're not like doing controlled burns like outside here in Sauk Rapids, but
I know, but I'm surprised they don't like. I'm surprised like around the areas. I don't know how California's laid out.
yeah.
The only thing I saw really on it, other than is that Tesla has really good vehicles. Did you ever hear about that? Tesla
No.
has like
They
the
have,
filters
they
in
have
their
HEPA filters in their vehicles.
Oh.
So you can hop in, you can technically hop into a Tesla and drive right through a fire and smoke and everything, and the HEPA filter will clear everything.
Dang.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was
Like,
pretty
that's insane.
Yeah.
where we would all die.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly don't know too much about it. It was just like, oh man, and it's kind of shitty. Like that's Minnesota experiences some flooding in the spring. You know, up north.
Yeah.
Generally, not a lot.
Not a lot. We maybe get some tornadoes.
Yeah.
Every other place gets like tornadoes, fucking earthquakes, and
Yeah. We're just-
tsunamis.
Yeah.
Get snow.
We generally get snow, and it's usually colder than balls.
Yeah. Negative 60 this year.
Yeah.
My car only
bad.
didn't start for a day.
Yeah.
My car started fine, but it did not like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish we have the capability to find that out, but how many people die each year in Minnesota from winter.
You think
in general.
it's more or less than like other places?
I feel like it's not as many as we might be thinking.
Well, I mean, it's probably more than Texas, but
So what's
Man dies of hypothermia. What?
it was 70 degrees out at night.
He
real
forgot
cold
his
one, guys.
jacket at
Yeah.
home.
Oh, fuck.
Arizona.
How many people in Minnesota die of Echo? How many people die of hypothermia in Minnesota?
Hypothermia involved 1,500
Nope.
deaths.
Wow, that's a pretty straight answer.
Well,
1,500.
this
Like overall?
Yeah,
Last
ever.
year? What kind of time frame are we looking at?
Did I say this year? My question.
You just
No,
kind
you
of said
said
overall.
How many deaths?
So I feel like that.
Echo.
Overall.
Yeah.
How many people die from hypothermia in Minnesota this year?
Hypothermia involved
No.
1,500
In-
deaths.
It said involved.
1,500.
I feel like that is that overall maybe
I think that. I mean,
since they started recording.
I feel like it'd be more
How
than
many
that.
people die from hypothermia in Minnesota this year?
So 1,500 is what she said. I mean, if it's 1,500 this year, it's like.
That's a lot. That's,
Yeah,
that's
but-
a decent amount.
But I also like think that's reasonable with how cold it was and everything. And we have. I mean, there's a lot of people in Minnesota.
It was a lot colder this last winter than usual.
Right.
Answer.
Yeah. Well, think of all the people who their car broke down and it was -60 out. It's like
Yeah, that's,
or they have like infants in the car and their car broke down and it's -60. It's like
Mhm.
Well, we'll have to go with that number because
Just-
everything's giving me like, report, someone just died.
it's like single
Yeah, It's
situations.
not giving me a total number, which
I would just assume that 1,500 is since they recorded or started recording. Maybe
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause it sounds like
Minnesota's pretty big.
yeah.
and there's a lot of homeless.
Yeah.
You know,
well, they're
not-
not homeless anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe they have a home up in the sky.
Yeah.
They have Austin. They have a home 6 feet under.
They have garbage can fires.
Oh.
Man.
We just pump you full of joy in the hottest
Yes.
podcast today.
Well, you know what I thought? I'm just completely changing the subject, but I saw something that filled me full of joy about a week ago.
Okay.
I was at home, and parents, they have TV, like Dish and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have that, so I don't get to see commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a commercial of a dude in the shower, and all of a sudden he just cracks open a Coors and starts drinking it. And I'm like, I had no idea that was just going to be a random Coors Light commercial.
A beer
I'm
commercial.
like,
Yeah.
that was freaking awesome.
I think.
Yeah.
And they're like, nothing's as good as a beer in the shower.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
They're
What?
actually doing a really good job. I saw a commercial recently, and it was Coors was targeting towards girls, and it was just a girl. She got home and she like pulled her bra out through her sleeve and threw it, and then she grabbed a beer and cracked it open. It was like Coors for after bra hours or something like that.
Nice.
And so she was like chilling on the couch with the Coors, and I was like, that's pretty good because like you don't see a lot of beer commercials advertised to
No.
girls.
Yeah.
No.
So
Beer
it's like
or
it's nice
yeah,
to see that change.
Beer, no. Alcohol, yes.
Well, yeah.
Coors
but-
must have got on top of hiring a bunch of people for the marketing
Yeah.
team or
Well, 'cause
something.
I guess like Tide Pods jumped in with that Super Bowl commercial. Like, this is a Tide Pod ad. The first
Yeah.
Super Bowl, like, this isn't an ad. This is a Tide Pod ad. And just,
Yeah.
like, whatever they did.
Hmm.
This is a Tide ad.
Yeah.
Tide ad, that's what it was. Because it'd be like,
This was after the whole Tide Pod fiasco.
yeah, a spaceship coming down, crashing, and like, this is not what you think it is.
This was a Tide ad.
Tide ad.
Tide ad.
And then they partnered with other, companies. I thought because then you're like, oh, it's this commercial, and so they go like,
also Coors,
nope,
too.
nope, this was a Tide ad.
Yeah. I think Coors is also in there. That you say that. We get crappy YouTube commercials, and that's about it. And that's all I ever see.
Have you guys started getting double commercials on YouTube now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
the
they do that now.
fuck?
Yeah.
Like I'm just like this last like 2 weeks.
Really?
All of a sudden
Okay.
I'm watching and I'm like, this many seconds until next commercial. I'm like,
Yeah.
next
Next
ad. I'm
commercial,
like,
yeah.
And
What?
I watched a lot of compilations of like YouTube channels that they just do a big bunch together,
Yep.
so they're like an hour long.
Yeah.
And there's like 6 in
Yep.
there. It's like, what the
Yep.
hell?
Or I've watched like a 3-minute video that had 2 ads in it already. Like one. I'm like,
Yeah.
why would you
Yeah.
put that in the middle of a 3-minute video?
Yeah. Well, and are they getting paid more for that then?
I think they're just trying to scoop up what they fucked up a while ago from the apocalypse. When
Also
nobody wanted to
trying
advertise.
to make up ground for
I
people.
assume so. That's my only assumption. Because it's like, I don't want to watch YouTube anymore. I usually or if I don't get commercials if I watch it on if I cast it to something. So if I cast it to my TV or whatever, I don't get ads.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
good point. That does not happen.
And, which I don't know why, because it shouldn't. I don't mind supporting them with an ad, but it's just when it's like now.
Yeah.
No.
I've been getting a lot of like the reverse psychology ads. It's like,
Okay.
this ad is for business people only. If you are not interested in a business, then make sure you skip this ad. And it's like,
I've
you know what I mean? Where it's like, this ad is for like super educated and strong
Super
people.
hot
And
people.
if you're not that person, then skip. And
Well,
it's like, well, fuck you.
I've had some too. I've had one too where I don't remember what it was for, but it was some lady like pointing down the skip. She's like,
Yeah.
skip this, skip it. And
Yeah.
the guy behind was like, no, and she's like, skip it. I don't remember what it was for, but I was
Yeah.
just like, this is kind of funny.
Yeah, right.
If
Yeah.
you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna place an ad right here and be like, just like right now. Don't skip the ad.
Yeah.
Don't do it. This is what I'll do. I'll put a little button that pops up right down here in the corner. Don't skip the ad. Don't do it. Just clicking on it furiously, pausing it. How dare you? I know you're pushing it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Causing us pain. And this like show money just falling away. No, I need it all to get.
Well, it just reminds me when you're scrolling through like Facebook and you come across the video of the guy who's like, make sure you put earbuds in and turn your volume up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, bye.
Yep. Yep.
This video is better with
It's like,
with
yeah,
audio.
sure, I'll just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Do you ever get those,
Sorry,
those
dude.
on Facebook? It's those ones that are 3D or like the you scroll past and the photo shifts.
No.
You haven't seen those?
No.
Oh well, I've seen like the panorama ones where it's like the 360 view.
But
and if
when you scroll by, it moves.
Yeah.
it's something like sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like the vertically panorama. Anything has a like, Minecraft has it. If they do a 360 view on like a picture or something like that, it'll also shift as you're scrolling through. It's like, what the hell? I'm not looking at that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my phone.
Yeah.
Freaking
But-
out.
Interestingly enough, like back to like beer ads. You know, in India they can't have medical ads like for like pills or anything, and they can't have ads for beer. I think didn't you learn about this? I learned about it with
Okay.
Jeff, or no, maybe it was Sally from
Maybe it was
college.
Sally.
But anyway, we had to watch these commercials because people like advertisers in India were trying to get around those laws.
Yep.
So they just can't show the name brand,
Okay, I was gonna say.
and they can't show anybody like drinking or taking it.
Yep.
So like they have like all these like weird like roundabout commercials where it's like a guy walks into a bar and no one's drinking, and he goes into the fridge and he's the only one relaxing afterwards. But they don't show the beer. Like he opens the fridge, a light comes out, and you can't see what's in there.
Would it not show?
And then he sits down and
Would
relaxes.
it not and would
And
it
it's
not
like-
flash like a logo or something like that?
I don't think so.
Really?
No, because they're not allowed to
I
advertise
mean,
it.
it's kind of like here where the ad cannot show someone drinking the beer in the ad.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
like on TV?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on,
See, I've seen
on
them. I've
TV,
absolutely seen them on
on
TV.
television,
Yeah,
you
okay.
cannot have an advertisement.
I haven't seen TV ads in.
Yeah, like a
Forever.
beer commercial, you'll never see someone actually drinking the beer in the commercial.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Because there was that one for, I don't know if it was for Heineken, but I forget who the actor was. I should know his name. But he's like, I'm going to go enjoy this. And he walked off screen and drank it. And he's like, oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that. I don't know if it was for Heineken
Right,
or what.
yeah,
but-
just like super roundabout way.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
Oh, you guys
crazy.
should really try this.
yeah, yeah. And he had his like hand back and he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
It's right off screen. Just, yeah.
Oh shit, I'm missing it.
I'm not drinking it. I'm dumping it on myself. Yeah, that's crazy. Like the different rules we have. Like also, did you know with like toy commercials, they did that. Like there was, I think it was during the Reagan era, I believe. I'm sure Brandon would correct me, but I'm pretty sure this is when it was. Like
And he
they
was
were.
like going, what the?
Yeah. He's lying. Don't listen. But like, no, there was like a rule about like showing X amount of commercials during children's programs because it was like brainwashing is how they saw it. And then it was also like with toys, you couldn't show them like build themselves. Like so with Legos, you couldn't show for like, I think they might have changed it now because I feel like I've seen commercials where Legos are like,
Working on themselves?
Yeah.
Built.
well, like, cause like the games kind of do that, I
Yeah.
guess. So I thought I've seen that, but I might not have. But like, yeah, they can't show like toys building themselves or like it always has to be a kid playing with the toy. Like it can never just be like the toy doing its own thing. But like, I feel like I've seen commercials like that. Like,
Yeah.
like not like Star Wars
Well,
toys
in
or something.
every Lego game, you have the option to you build
Yeah.
a bridge or whatever. It's just
Right.
the guy going. "Brrr."
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they can get around it with that kind of a thing,
Yeah.
but like it can't just like build itself.
Look at weird rules of television. How about that?
One place that's got some really weird commercials are like Japan.
Yeah.
They've got some
Yeah, like
really
South Korea
weird,
and stuff.
yeah, like those play. Like I've seen some of those commercials, and I can't recall any,
Have you
but I
seen-
just
did-
know.
Do you remember the panda cheese ones?
The panda cheese ones?
Panda cheese.
No.
Oh, I'll have to look it up later. It's pretty
Like
funny.
Panda as in the bear.
Yeah, panda cheese. It's just
Okay.
like canned cheese, and it's just like a dude in a suit. He stares at you, and then he like punch you in the face or something. like
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's like where he like knocks the person's computer off the desk and stuff.
I'll look it up.
It's just like panda cheese.
Yeah, it's just like a guy in a panda costume. The one that I remember, it's like he's just standing in front of this lady's desk, and she's like looking up at him, and he just like grabs everything and swipes it off the desk and just.
I feel like
throws
I've
it.
seen this before.
Yeah, it's like it's like a GIF that's popular.
Because like
if-
I didn't
if
realize it
that's
was
the
for
same
cheese
thing.
because I feel like they cut it right,
Right,
at that
yeah.
point. But I've definitely seen that.
Yeah,
I've definitely seen this.
You'll have to edit this in later, dude.
I'm gonna try. Here, just keep talking.
Okay. Pandas. Oh, you're
I
gonna
have to say
try and put it
I
on the
thoroughly
screen.
enjoyed watching this like once or twice.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the GIF. I definitely have used that a lot. Just in like when you lose an Overwatch game or something, and it's just like throw everything off the table.
Skip ahead a little bit in the video, so it's not whatever that is.
I'm trying. It's not working. Oh, I'll just edit it in later. I don't need the audio. It's not.
It's just
Yikes.
Barry just takes over the grocery cart.
Jeez. Never say no to Panda. That is so genius. It's like cream cheese.
This is the one that's
Yeah. It's just like I love the music too.
Yes, yes.
Jeez.
Panda.
I just realized I said G's, but it sounded like cheese.
Jeez. Jeez. I don't like panda.
He's so cute.
Oh goodness.
Reminds me of a Sour Patch Kid commercial, except
Yeah,
the
kinda.
opposite.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little. It's a little. This is.
Same vein.
This is. It's like yeah. Like
No.
It's like the Sour Patch thing, but like
Oh no!
he's a little bit more aggressive.
Just yanks the IV.
I was kind of worried he was gonna like unplug her or something from the wall and just die.
Just that face.
These are super old. Like it says 2017, but they're definitely not. They gotta be older than that.
Just dumps all the sauce out. Dang.
I bet you that cheese is pretty good.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. I mean, they put this much effort into advertising it. I would imagine.
Like I love just those commercials so much.
Looks
It's
like
just random.
how many cheese ads do you see? Not a lot.
And
I don't
it's-
feel like Velveeta. I
yeah,
guess.
and they're just kind of like, here's our cheese.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Yeah.
They'll do it.
They
like
show it
their-
like gooey cheese or something
It's
to
always,
Gooey,
it's always,
gooey.
it's
to
always
make
their
you
dip,
hungry. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I don't like Velveeta dip that much.
What?
Or like
Like the chili cheese dip.
Dude,
when you
shells
put-
and
I'll
cheese.
Make it
Yeah,
myself.
those are so good.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, they're just the slime you put on the noodles. Oh.
I think it's so good. Dude, but you don't like. So you take Hormel chili and Velveeta cheese, the block of it, and then you just mix it in like a
just-
crock pot.
Just make it.
That
you
is
have dip.
making it. How do you make it?
Other ways.
How?
See, I go,
a block of
I go
cheese.
I go pull the teat, and I make.
Yeah, I curdle the milk.
I churn it.
I peel the tomatoes.
And Yeah. I guess so. I mean,
Panda.
Panda. I don't know what it says at the end there. I don't want to know where that ad was for. It seems like it was like definitely not around here. I want to find me some panda cheese now.
yeah. Well, yeah. I think it looked like Arabic almost. though.
Cody,
Yeah,
next
I was
time,
gonna say
like-
like Middle East.
Yeah, the
maybe.
Next
language.
time, Cody, we'll have like a game party. I'll have you bring your chili cheese.
Order some panda
concoction.
cheese from Amazon and see if it gets here before it gets
There
bad.
you go.
Panda cheese never gets bad. What are you saying? It just shows up with the delivery person is the person in
The panda.
costume.
Mhm. I actually don't think you can. I don't think you can import cheese.
I suppose. Yeah.
Import cheese?
I think a lot of foods you can't import from out of this.
Echo.
Like candies, you
US.
can.
Can
Yeah.
I
'Cause it's all
import
super
cheese from
processed.
another
Yeah.
country?
Here's something I found on the Spruce.
Great.
You might be surprised to know that Scandinavian countries import a huge amount of cheese to the United States.
Well, they're Scandinavian.
Well, European, I guess we probably trade with.
Yes,
like
thank you.
Germany and
Yeah.
France, we trade a lot of stuff with.
For
But
your feedback.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck you.
We'll do a gaming party out here coming up, and you can bring your chili cheese concoction,
okay.
and then I'll make.
I'll bring a meat and cheese tray.
You want to make a meat and cheese tray?
Well, I've already disclosed my ingredients, but you haven't told me anything about yours. I might be like, oh yeah, that sounds better. So I'm not gonna enter a competition.
Actual chili.
Oh, like with real chili,
I
not
can-
just Hormel chili.
I can do homemade chili, but then
Well, yeah.
for cheese, yeah, just because of Velveeta's just.
Well, the question is, can you make that in 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Yeah, that's that's the real test.
Do I have brown hamburger? Then yes.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, see, the thing is like with Hormel chili, it's like more chunky than sauce.
I can
But with
make it
real
chunky.
sauce, or with real chili, I feel like
usually
there's a
like-
lot of sauce.
Yeah.
I can make it chunky.
Is chili a soup?
Lots of beans.
Did we talk
I know
about this?
cereal-
I think we did a long
Cereal's
time
a
ago.
soup.
Is cereal?
Cereal's a cold soup. Yeah.
Cereal's a soup. Prove me wrong.
Do we,
Dude, I didn't think of that.
I want to clarify. I think chili is its own qualification.
Yeah, I think we determined that when we did talk about this. It was like chowder, chili, soup, and like, because you can have like cream of
there's,
chicken soup, but it's not. It's like
I'd say
thick.
chili is more of a stew
yeah,
because
stew.
there's like soup and then stew.
a lot of solids in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then is cereal a stew?
No.
Is spaghetti a soup if you add enough sauce?
Well, cereal's chunky.
Generally, it's like small stuff though.
That's just
True.
giant mini.
What if what if you get like fruity pebbles? Then it's a soup.
Well, then it's just like mush.
Yeah, so a soup. 'Cause it's like veggies in a soup. Like chicken noodle soup, the veggies are always like mushy.
What classifies a different soup then?
I think we're thinking too much into this.
You asked. It's the point of the podcast. Overcomplicate things.
I just remember seeing somewhere someone's like, cereal's a soup. Prove me wrong. And I'm just
I
like,
can't.
yeah.
What soup is cold?
It's like that meme where the guy's like, I guess.
The other
I'm
one's-
mad at you, but
Yeah.
I can't prove you wrong.
or isn't that Jackie Chan? Is the one you're talking about?
No, it's a drawing.
Oh.
And it's like a guy in a suit and tie, and it's like really dark color palette, and he's just like, I guess.
I think the other one where it's the guy at the table and he's drinking. And the sign says something. Prove me wrong.
Oh, that's Steven Crowder.
Okay.
He does like a series on YouTube.
And
where
that's
it's like
that's a huge meme on
Yeah.
everything.
he does like really politically charged like questions to get people to sit down and talk to him. That's like his whole thing. He has like a very right wing like
You're
YouTube
wrong, and this is
podcast.
why.
Basically, but he's like, I don't know. When they first came out, I was like, this is interesting because he would like sit college students down and like ask them like, oh, why do you think this way, and like just hear their point of view, and then like they'd debate it. But like as it's kind of gotten on, it just seems like I'm getting money from YouTube, so I'm gonna provoke people until they sit down and not like I don't. It just and like some of the conversations are interesting, but more often than not, it's like they just wait until someone's so mad they're yelling, and then they put that clip on YouTube. That's
Nice.
what- But the whole thing is like they're trying to upload everything like unedited. Like they're trying to be like, see, it's raw. Like we're not cutting out any information, but it just seems like they're highlighting the bad stuff.
That stuff sells, dude.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just like now
So-
it's a meme because everyone's
So
like,
why'd they have me up at the front desk? Sex sells.
Sex So like, how much though?
Hey, you know. I sold my first trailer, and one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, if you sell this trailer, I'll buy you ice cream." And so I walked outside, showed the person the trailer, and then he's like, "I'll take it." Like, yes, awesome. We walked inside. He walked in first, and then I walked in, and the guy that bought me the ice cream was like, "Whoosh."
Nice.
And then he's like, "Jordan, do you have to like sell him at half price?" Like, no, I just had to blow him. That's all.
Oh my god. Just sold my body. It's fine.
That's easy.
Just had to blow him. You know it's a small company when.
We're great.
I mean, I would.
Austin won't buy a trailer.
We could totally get away with saying stuff like that at my company, but the instant HR hears about it, it's
Yeah.
like you're digging yourself a hole.
Nah.
Yeah, see, that's what my uncle has his own company too, and because I'm gonna say some things, I'm not gonna disclose anything about it.
Nice.
But his employees, like, it's a small. There's like 5 people that work there total. I think it's actually 4, and he's one of them. So like, but like, it's such a close group, and they've been friends for years that they just can say whatever they want to each other. But like
yeah.
me, as a person who doesn't know the other 3, walking in on him having a conversation with them, I'm like, can you legally say these things? like he calls one of them just numbnuts. That's his name. He's like, hey, what's up, numbnuts? And it's like, that's your employee, dude. You can't just.
Well, my dad owns a body shop.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 other employees.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad is a dirty bastard.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, I walked in, like, I tend to go there often, and I'll just walk in and the stuff they say, it's like, oh my god. Like, it's real bad.
Yeah. It's weird, like, and I think that's the thing too, is like people always like get our generation for being like too sissy about stuff like that, but it's like, well, when you go to college and like you have to really watch what you say, and then you get into like a corporate job where it's like,
HR is breathing down your neck.
right. It's like you can just get used to that, and then so when you hear it, you're like, what did you just say?
Yeah. Well, it's like when you grow up, you're a child. Your teacher doesn't swear, and so when she did, or he or she did, it was like, what? Whoa!
You can
Yeah.
say that?
She's
Yeah.
an ass!
Yeah.
Oh my
Right?
god!
Yeah.
And then everyone goes, and then they say it again
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah. And you're like, it's just this word.
It's just like a shocking thing. But both people in the office were in the shop for many years, so I'm used to it.
Well, I mean, that's generally
Yeah.
the best way to get people in who are knowledgeable about what they do. Is
Exactly,
like
yeah.
they build it and they move into the.
yeah, and so but seeing them and
But yeah, then the language follows.
Yeah.
it's funny because one time we called HR because she set up all my office equipment and stuff like that, and we were getting us set up, and we were joking with her, and we did the joke of the what is it called, farmer's insurance? What are you wearing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
State Farm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
State Farm.
Sound
That's what it was.
hideous.
Yeah. So he picked the phone as soon as she calls, like, what are you wearing?
Oh, jeez.
And then we got the answer figured out, and she laughed. She was good about it. We hung up the phone, and then she called back, and we put on speakerphone, and she answered with, "What are you wearing?" It was really funny.
Yeah, I love phone stuff like that. There was a podcast I was watching with Chris D'Elia, and like, the guy who called him, like those two like have this thing where I was telling you a little bit before the podcast, but they have like a thing where they're not really arrogant assholes, but like they act like it when they talk
Yeah.
to each other.
Yep.
And so he's like, hey, well, let's call him up and ask him this question. And they call him, and like he answers the phone. He's just like, so. And then it was like, okay, don't be a dick. You're on my podcast. He's like, so. He's like, you know why I answered this call with so? He's like, because I know whatever you had to say to me doesn't fucking matter. He's like, I gotta go. There's a camera crew following me, and just hangs up on him. It's just like, I just thought that was so funny. Just like imagine calling your friend, and he's just like, so.
You want me to call Brandon?
We're just gonna steal that bit.
Yeah, why not? Let's see what Brandon says. Brandy.
If he answers, because I don't remember exactly what he's doing. All I know is he's busy.
What was he doing? Let's see. I'm sure it's all the way up.
What are you wearing?
You're on the podcast, buddy.
Oh, hey, yeah, hey.
You didn't answer my question.
What's up?
What do you think about what do you think about the new Mandalorian?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, did you want me to, like, film a little thing for you?
Yeah, you want to film something of what are you wearing?
No. What khakis.
Nice.
She sounds hideous.
Well, I'm a dude, so.
Nailed it.
Alright.
Yeah, so I had a little geek out last night with all that stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. Bye.
It's like, oh, okay.
We got what we needed. He's wearing khakis.
Yikes.
So, wait a minute, did he hang up on me?
Did you text him to make it better?
He's probably still sitting there like,
Yeah, he's
That
like,
asshole!
or he just still thinks he's talking. He's like, yeah, it's good.
Oh, I really wish it didn't beep every time he hung up. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
oh man, that would be amazing. Well, I know like on a landline, you usually hear like them
The
putting
click,
it back.
yeah.
You know, I should
Just because the
So if you
mic.
put it like real,
I should-
yeah.
I should've-
Or if you just like,
yeah,
push
hit
the
the
thing,
thing.
yeah.
And then just,
I should have muted it and then and then I
There
put
you
it
go.
away.
Yeah. It's like, hello?
You're still there?
Is anybody there?
Jordan! Freaking out, like,
great friends.
Yep.
oh, dude, I
Sorry,
got
sorry.
I got a lot of I was really hoping to be like, oh, dude, I have a lot to tell you about. And like,
I mean, you didn't do it in the middle of his word. He just kind of went, "Man, did I geek out?"
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
so Brandon likes Star Wars.
Have we determined that yet on this podcast?
He was telling me his time and stuff for like next time he's gonna be on. He's gonna be on like end of September.
What?
podcast?
Yeah, because he's
Oh, wow.
so scheduled out. I'm like, Brandon. Like, I was like, I'm sorry. It's like
What
it's
is
only
it?
every other week.
What does he got going on?
I don't know,
Oh.
but we'll see. Maybe like if I can get my PC parts, Austin and I will be doing a stream of us building it.
And that's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be more than an hour.
And
Yeah,
then
I'm
there's a
just letting you
twist.
know.
Cody's throwing snack packs at them
Oh,
as hard
sweet.
as he can. Just
Where's
like,
my snack
dodges-
pack?
Just imagine getting hit in the face with a snack pack and it just pops all over
the
your face.
poppy part would be bad.
Snack packs are like hard.
Yeah, yeah.
That actually.
Just the edges, right? Where
oh
the
man.
Okay, well maybe it'll be like the Jellos, like
Maybe-
the
maybe-
At
Jello
least
brand
make it
Jello.
snack packs.
Throw,
So I
like-
can eat those.
Yeah.
I
They're
like Jello.
They're like gushers and just little.
Gushers. Well, I was just thinking I could throw wads of like move them from the cups and just throw wads. Then I don't know. I thought maybe the pudding would be too. I could get like a catapult
I love
Nice.
or a
so
trebuchet.
Ah.
Get fancy in here. Trebuchet.
Yep, far superior medieval tool.
Did you hear us talk about that on that last one? We're talking about like if people had force powers and stuff like that.
Space wizards.
Yeah, it'd be, and we brought it back all the way down to like World War II if people had it, and we looked it up online what it was back then, and it was like one to every couple billion people was a Jedi had Jedi powers,
Okay.
and so we was like, okay, that's way too much because there'd be like 2 on Earth.
Yeah.
And so we simpled it down to 1 every billion people, so there'd be 7 billion. There'd be 7 of them on Earth.
Yeah, and that sounds better. That sounds like
Yeah.
a full council.
Yeah, but we talked about trebuchets. Like there wouldn't be tanks. It'd just be like people using trebuchet type stuff to throw giant.
So
things.
they would just use the force to throw the object.
Yeah, instead of a tank shooting gunpowder, it'd be like
Oh, just-
throwing a tank or something like that.
They just throw bullets.
You have to listen to it.
Good
We got like we just like
Like, how would it work?
Stupid in depth about like what would
Modern Marvels over here.
yeah what would it was a what if
Well,
scenario.
if they were truly Jedi, there would be no balance. So some of those would have to be Sith, right?
yeah we
You did cover that too.
yeah we covered them
Okay.
like there would be probably people on we covered the fact that like they'd either be if there were 7 of them on Earth we narrowed it down to that there would either be the richest people on Earth or the most people hunted down the most
What does that mean? People hunted down the most.
because they would if say,
Oh, okay.
The
so I
normals
thought,
would
I
be
thought you
hunting
meant
them.
like the people who are currently the richest people on Earth
no.
would be Jedis. I was like,
no
I feel like no.
The seven random people pop up around the
Yeah,
Earth
and then they would
be
become the richest because they're Jedis, and
yeah,
it's like,
because they can be used for
Yeah.
weapons of mass destruction,
Yeah.
or they're hunted down.
well, it's like the whole X-Men dilemma at that point, because X-Men are mutants, but like some people are like, yay, the X-Men, and some people are like the government are like, we should kill all the X-Men probably.
Probably. Not quite sure, but
Yeah.
probably.
we covered it. We covered it. We talked about a
Yeah.
lot about it. So go watch that one.
I think X-Men was super popular for that reason though, because it was a lot more like it was like a lot more racially charged, if that makes sense. Like the whole X-Men thing is like basically about like differences in people. Like they're mutants, they're the worst, and then it's like
They're different.
yeah, they're different. We hate them, and so it was basically like a racial thing. But
And
like
then Hugh Jackman.
and then now it's just about Hugh Jackman. But
Come on now. Deadpool's pretty cool.
Deadpool's cool, yeah. But he's not really an X-Men though.
But
He's from that.
there's a
area.
difference between being an X-Men and just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about how, like, Deadpool is the only succeeding franchise in that thing. Hey,
Didn't Logan do really well?
Logan was really good. Logan,
Yeah.
I liked Logan a lot, but that's because it didn't have the people that did the other movies in it. I suppose I don't
Yeah.
like people. My assumption is the directors on it. I don't know X-Men like for crap at all. So you could tell me so and so.
I'm not all that well versed.
I liked the cartoons a lot when I was little.
Oh, the cartoons were amazing.
Yeah.
I loved all the like old cartoons. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
The whole like Venom and Carnage saga in Spider-Man, just was in love with that.
like I love the old school like Avengers cartoon.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
the
old school cartoons in general are just
like the old school Avengers is way different than the Avengers we have now. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like Wolverine is an Avenger.
yeah. Yeah, the original Avengers team is different than what was presented.
I think because it goes from the MCU to expanded MCU is what it is. Then with the
It's Disney's and then there's the actual Marvel universe because Fox owns X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they weren't
that's
in
why
it.
that's why
Yeah.
movies are so bad.
Yeah.
Hey.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, the first couple of like the first two X-Men movies that were like rebooted fairly recently were actually good, and then this third one.
Oh,
was
like
really,
what were they like younger? You
Yeah,
mean? Yeah.
and then this third one was just, I guess, really bad.
Yeah, I only saw the first one, the first reboot.
Like First Class or whatever.
Yeah.
X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
Like that one was actually.
I
Good.
I thought it was fun.
I have no. I didn't see any of
And
it.
it did well on theaters, I thought.
Yeah. I just remember the huge controversy. I think it was the second one with Apocalypse
Mm-hmm.
when like they had like the billboard of Apocalypse choking Mystique or whatever, and it was like a huge, like a lot of people were upset about it because it represented domestic abuse, and they're like, now he's a villain. He's an evil guy.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Yes. The goal is how is she gonna get out of that? How is she gonna do it? And then they kick his ass. Like that's the. So I don't know, but that's why I remember that one. But
spoiler alert! Come on now. Oh, I moved. Damn
oh
it.
shit! Yeah, spoiler.
Yeah. Failed.
Fail.
What happened
Yeah, where's
there?
the failure alert button?
Yeah, that's everybody. Just hit whatever button you want.
Ends the podcast. No, yeah, I like the X-Men universe a lot, but I don't remember the movies very well. I remember liking them because I was little. You know, I was young, so I think that's probably why I liked them. Because I was like, I'm a little kid, and it's a cool superhero movie. But I actually didn't like the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
I didn't
First
like
one.
those.
First one is good. The second two are eh. Amazing Spider-Man was eh. And then
I think every Spider-Man, like I actually liked them, but then it got to the point where I saw them so many times that I now like can't stand watching
Right,
them
yeah.
again. But I do like them.
Yeah.
have you seen the
see.
Tom Holland ones? The new ones?
No,
I saw
but
the
basically,
first one.
like in my eyes, every Spider-Man movie is terrible except for like the Tobey Maguire ones to the brand new ones we have now, and then the Spider-Verse is just way out over here. But like
Yeah.
the amazing Spider-Man ones are just like garbage. Throw them away.
Go and watch the because they completely skipped his origin story. It's like, I got bit by a radioactive spider. Let's go on with the story. It's
Because
like
everybody
perfect,
Yeah.
knows.
It's like sweet, and like
Yeah.
that's what people are kind of worried about with the whole Disney thing coming up here.
So
There's all these new movies
another
coming
reboot.
out, and it's because like, what is every origin story? Oh, guy beat down to the crisp or beat down to nothing, and he gets a miracle happens to him where he's now a god,
Yeah.
and now he's got superpowers, and like now he kicks ass. It's like that's pretty much everyone's story in a nutshell, and so people are kind of like, oh, this is gonna be kind of crappy. It's gonna be your story in over here versus somewhere
Now I wish I would have saw Shazam because I think Shazam's a little different on DC side.
But I don't think
Shazam
there've been a
actually
movie
did.
about that before, though, have they? Like not
No,
live
he was
action,
just-
no.
A character.
Yeah.
Like Shazam's actually Captain Marvel
Yeah.
because
No,
Captain
yeah.
Marvel is a DC character.
Yeah.
and then because then they bought it. They bought Captain Marvel, and then they made DC made another one called Shazam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is Shazam is just Superman, kind of.
It's a
Shazam-
funnier twist on Superman.
Yeah,
Shazam is
I've
just-
seen it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I've always liked Shazam's character. I thought it was funny, but
Well, because it's a full-grown adult superhero with a kid's mind.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's a little kid who goes Shazam and turns into an adult Superman and doesn't really know how to handle that. It's hilarious. And I think it probably did really well when the comics came out because it was like little kids then who were reading
Whoa,
them
I
were
can
like,
do that.
oh,
Shazam!
yeah. Imagine how many kids walked around saying Shazam after those comics came out, just hoping.
Cody's gonna bring
Just
it back down.
hoping.
He's gonna be like,
7.
He's gonna be like Friday. It's Friday, Shazam.
Yeah. Well, I remember being like
say it and rejoice or something like
yeah.
that.
I remember being a little kid and watching like Dragon Ball Z and being like, you mean I can do that? You know what I mean?
Kamehameha what?
Yeah.
Alyssa and I just started watching that. And there's a website called Dub Happy, and that's just a website that has all the shows on them. And just the show Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. It's
The
like
original Dragon Ball.
150 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god.
And then there's Dragon Ball Z, and
Yeah.
then there's that whole saga of when Goku turns into a little kid and he's trying to get back into
GT.
adult again, and GT, yeah, and
yeah.
it's just
I haven't seen,
Oh my
I haven't
God.
seen After Z pretty
Yeah,
much.
people really, a lot of the community rejects GT because it's just like
I love when
everyone was just mad because they're like, why is he a kid?
This is why I love the internet.
I thought it was kind of funny.
There's,
I thought it was funny too, but
this is why I love the internet, because you can make these small niche communities like that. And so like that, like people, there's a community that loves it and hates it for whatever show, could be whatever, or anything in general. Like I watch Games Done Quick, where they
Yeah.
do like
Yeah.
speedrun games, and so like every single game that comes out, they're like, oh, in the Titanfall speedrun community, there's people coming with new strats every single day. It's like, that's kind of cool. You're in this like little exclusive club.
Yeah.
That people love what you do. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of people do like online is in general is like, okay, I have followers that I'm their exclusive club.
that's
you know?
like what Reddit's built on.
Yeah. Which
So.
is really cool. That's why I love the internet.
Yeah, I think it is cool, and it's so much easier to connect with people who are similar minds. Than
And that's
you.
why I think our generations is changing. I love our teachers' comment about like, well, a computer doesn't make a design better. It just makes it was Eldon's thing.
Eldon, yeah, he
process
said
easier or something.
it just makes shitty art faster, basically.
Ah.
Or no, he said slower or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
And then I saw another comment saying, people say the internet gets dumber every day is because the people who didn't know how to use it are jumping onto it now.
yeah.
We're dumb then about using it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's interesting to see like the way people network now and everything. But it's crazy because the way people like band with each other for good or bad on the internet is insane. Like I saw this guy post something on Twitter about how he was getting screwed. He was a photographer, and someone asked him to like take wedding pictures for him and his wife, and he was like, "But since we were like friends in high school, I was wondering if you could like cut me a deal." And the guy's like, "It's kind of weird for you to ask that, but like, because he said they weren't even really friends; they just like knew each other."
Acquaintances.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Okay, what are you looking to have done?" And the guy told him, he's like, "Well, I was thinking you could do like a really cool like drone shot of the wedding, and you could also take these pictures. We're looking for like 150 pictures or whatever." And he was like, "How much do you charge for that?" And he's like, and it was like he had to drive 5 hours to get there,
Oh.
and like had to have a hotel for it and everything. And he's like, "Well, I mean, I really can't justify doing that for less than $800." And the guy's like, "What? That's really cheap. Like to have someone do that, like
All
drone
that-
shots
that-
alone is
that's
a lot."
Yeah. To use a
And-
drone commercially.
Yeah, I mean, senior pictures sometimes are that much for people. So like, but this guy was like sent like the big wide eyes emoji back, and he's like, "I was thinking like $150," and he's like, "Dude, that doesn't even cover the hotel you're asking me to stay at." And so like it just turned into this big thing, and he's like, "Are you sure you can't go lower than that?" And he just replied like super straight. He was like, "Honestly, I think it's incredibly rude of you to even ask this." And then so like he posted that whole like thread on Twitter, and he gained like 5,000 followers the next like 10 minutes from that. So it was like, jeez.
Yeah,
And now people I'm sure are always like offering him jobs. Like hey, can you shoot our wedding for this much?
Yeah, for
Like,
$800. Let's
Yeah.
do that. I'll do that. It's like, well, fuck, damn it.
I should have said more.
But you talked about that.
Really reasonable.
Yeah.
I saw another thing online. It's like, if you support your friends and you want to buy something for them, pay at cost.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
If he is a salesman and he's making money off it, or if he's a lone business guy that's a photographer, pay at cost. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
You're paying this guy. If you're actually good friends, you know, you're giving him his employment. You're giving him his
Yeah.
well-being and stuff like that.
You are, if anything, like pay more because you know he feels obligated to do it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like,
He's gonna take extra good
Well,
care
yeah,
of
and
you.
it's like I was just gonna say that he's your friend, so
Yeah.
you're gonna expect him to do a good job.
like a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's more than just, you know, hey, this guy's paying me good. It's like
Right,
it's a genuine
yeah.
friend, so I'm gonna make
Yeah.
sure.
I want to make sure they're happy so I don't ruin our relationship.
Yeah. Unless you secretly hate the guy.
Unless,
Right.
unless it's your boss, then you're like, okay.
It's your boss.
Alrighty. Thank
Nailed
you guys
it?
for watching. Yeah, we nailed it.
Or kind of.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't realize we're running down already. Okay.
Yeah.
Hour 10?
I suppose. Yeah. I was looking at the clock. I'm like, I don't
Do you
know.
think
I don't
you're
remember
going?
what time we started. I'm only golfing
yeah.
at 5:30.
Yeah, you still have to get your bags. And then
Big
get there.
there. Yeah. I don't. It's in St. Cloud.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll probably in the next couple weeks, hopefully next. Actually, don't know when this is coming out. This will be next weekend, but hopefully before this one comes out, there'll be a live stream of the PC building video. We'll see. I have to get the extra part still, but that'll be prepare for that upcoming. Follow us on Twitter. I have a Twitter account. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on Facebook, and then follow us on here as well. You're not obligated, but it's much appreciated if you donate. It pays for the guys' food, and I can help you guys out a little bit, getting gas money and so on and so forth. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for coming. As
Deuces.
always, Hot Dish Podcast, where it has a little bit of everything, and it's always good.
Nailed.